Hi, it's Jessica, Gold Rush Expeditions. We are just approaching a mine outside of Lake City, Colorado, so let's take a look.
Lake City was a town founded on the gold and silver mining in the area. So we're at this claim site, just under 3 miles outside of Lake City, so super close to town. The roads to get here were beautiful, and the first thing that we see is massive tailing piles that are rich with gold ore, and there's 2 tipples above me telling me that there's ore coming from the mines up above. So what we're gonna do is strap on our POV cameras, explore the site, find those mine entrances, and show you what this claim has to offer.
This is the tailings coming down from the mine. There's this tipple over here. We'll get a closer look at that as I go up over here. The tipple, second tipple is over here. And then we're just going to walk. So this would have been where they were loading the good ore out. And then we're going to show you. So this is all tailings still that I'm walking on. So this, in this direction, and in this direction is all tailings. So massive amount of tailings. All right, so let's go get a closer look at these tailings up here and the little tipples. So you may be asking, well, why do they have 2 tipples, and why is this one coming out here into nothingness and this one over here goes right to the road? Logical answer for that is this tipple would have taken the waste ore I should say, from the mine and then dumped it out of the way so the miners could keep working. The other tipple, most likely, would have brought out the good ore, the stuff that they wanted to get processed. It would be dumped into trucks and then hauled off to wherever this particular mine was doing their processing it. And yes, that is a building that you see. A building that did have power. There's actually outlets inside of it. So we'll take a better look at that as well. And then I don't know if you can see this, but the first adit, I'll point it out better, but right here you've got 1 adit and then tailings up higher. So we'll explore this adit, hike up a little bit farther, and see some more tailings, and whatever else is up there. One other thing to point out, this is a very easy trail. You could probably get your Nissan, your Hyundai, your Honda, whatever car you want to, right here to this little staging and parking area. So overall, this is in pretty good shape. You've definitely got some critters that are living in it, but structurally the roof does not look like it should be leaking. It's got a nice corrugated steel roof, if you can see that up there. Some shelving. So a little shoring up, and this could be a great place to store things in connection with your mining operations. So let's walk over here. I'll show you where one of the added entrances was. So right here, you can see it's been blasted, hence the big open collapsed area above where the mine was. If we look right here, although it's been blasted shut, there's a tiny little hole right here that's going to start to give access into your mine. With a notice of operations, you could actually come in here with the backhoe, open this up. It would make really easy work of it. Or you can do it under casual use, which does not require a notice of operations, and you could dig it out with a shovel. That'll definitely be the longer way to do it, but less work on the government side, I guess, is a good way to put it. So here's a little indentation, which could have been a shaft led to the lower adit, or another option, it could just be a collapse from where the lower adit is underneath. Again, another little indentation. All right, so we're up at the top. So definitely above the adit here is a huge pipe that runs up higher that possibly could go to a spring, and they were bringing water down to the site. Not 100% sure, but I see more of it, so I'll probably go check it out. So yeah, that pipe continues down. Oh, elevation only 9,000. It's not that high up here. All right, down we go. But it definitely had electricity run inside the mine. There's some big old electrical wire outside of it. Big gauge track, so they were using big ore cars. It's actually double the size of the one up top, which is another adit that's also been blasted shut. And then you've got up there 2 indentations that could be just collapsed in from some stoping from this lower adit. Yeah, it's a very cool site. Beautiful ores. Like I said, you can bring your car right up to the house here, as you can see there.
We've just finished exploring this claim 3 miles outside of the historic Lake City. What we found here is massive amount of tailings piles, 2 adits that have been blasted shut but could be dug back open, and 2 indentations that could have been shafts or just a little bit of prospecting. There's 3 tipples, this beautiful building that I'm standing up against, and like I said in the beginning, tons and tons of tailings. I honestly think that if you wanted to start working this mine, you could start by just processing the tailings. So there's tons and tons of beautiful ore in the tailings. We saw gold ore, we saw galena, we saw chalcopyrite. So there's always been this myth that, you have pyrite and it's fool's gold and it's just iron and it's not valuable, it's not worth anything. In these tailings, we've found a lot of what you would say fool's gold, but the truth is pyrite and gold run together. So right where you're finding that pyrite, you're also gonna find your gold. There's tons of it out here. I would come, find the pyrite pieces, crush those up, and extract the gold that's with it. With a mine like this, with the adits being collapsed, you can go in and reopen them, and you can do them in a couple of ways. One, bring out your shovel, a couple of guys, and just dig out the entrances. That is gonna be considered casual use mining, and you do not need a permit or notice of operations to do that. If you happen to be up here, you've opened your mine, you're working underground, and somebody from the BLM or Forest Service says, hey, you can't be here doing this, you need a bond, you need a permit, you need whatever, then what you tell them is, no, you're wrong, that's against your own CFRs, and if you have any questions, you can contact my lawyer. And then you go, crap, do I have a lawyer? Wait, you do, because you bought this claim from Gold Rush Expeditions, and we have a lawyer on retainer for you to use. So if you have issues, you contact us, we get you in contact with him, and bam, you're covered legally. I hope you've enjoyed what we've shown you here at this claim site right outside of Lake City. For Gold Rush Expeditions, I'm Jessica, and we'll see you at the next site.